Ever imagine being licked by a tiger? Sounds cute until you realize that one slow, deliberate lick could shred your skin. A tiger's tongue isn't just rough, it's armed with tiny backward-facing barbs so sharp and abrasive, it acts like natural sandpaper. This wild design isn't just for show. Tigers use it to groom, strip meat from bone, cool their bodies, and even communicate. It's a biological Swiss Army knife proof that nature builds with brutal brilliance. But here's the twist. This isn't just animal trivia. It's a window into evolution, survival, and how even the roughest tools can be perfectly suited for their purpose. So before you scroll away, consider this. What if your own rough edges are exactly what make you effective? Stay tuned. This is more than a lesson in biology. It's a fresh way to see design, function, and even yourself. The science behind the sandpaper. Let's zoom in, way in. A tiger's tongue is covered in filiform papillae, tiny, stiff spines made of keratin, the same material found in human fingernails. These papillae are angled backward toward the tiger's throat, and they are so densely packed that they give the tongue a roughness comparable to a grater at the microscopic level. In 2025, a scanning electron microscope, SEM study, revealed that a Bengal tiger's tongue is approximately 22.3 centimeters long and 7.1 centimeters wide. The surface is dominated by these papillae, each one featuring a large central barb along with up to 14 smaller secondary barbs. But these aren't decorative features. They are functional biological tools designed for tearing flesh, grooming fur, hydrating the body, and even helping regulate temperature. Unlike humans who use their tongues mainly for taste and speech, tigers rely on theirs for survival. Their tongue is a multifunctional organ, both efficient and formidable. Tearing meat with surgical precision, talk about food tiger style. When a tiger eats, it doesn't nibble politely or chew like we do. It tears flesh directly off the bone. And that process doesn't start with its teeth. It starts with the tongue. Those keratinized spikes on the tongue act like tiny hooks, grabbing onto muscle fibers and ripping them away with each lick. Wildlife footage from India and Russia has captured tigers devouring deer and wild boar, licking their prey so thoroughly that all that's left are gleaming white bones. This behavior is not just gruesome, it's essential. In the wild, calories are everything. After stalking and chasing down prey sometimes over several kilometers, a tiger has to replenish its energy stores efficiently. Its tongue is perfectly adapted to maximize caloric intake. By removing every bit of edible flesh, it reduces waste and avoids attracting scavengers that might otherwise smell leftover meat. This biological efficiency makes the tiger's tongue more than a tool. It becomes an extension of its survival strategy. The ultimate grooming tool. But the tiger's tongue isn't just about carnage. It's also a finely tuned grooming instrument. Tigers spend a great deal of time cleaning themselves, and their tongues are central to this process. Those same backward-facing papillae that help strip meat also work like hundreds of tiny combs, reaching deep into the fur to untangle knots, remove parasites, and evenly distribute natural oils. A 2025 study from the University of Georgia found that the papillae have hollow tips, enabling them to wick saliva into the tiger's thick coat. This isn't just about looking clean. This grooming process helps regulate the tiger's body temperature. As the saliva evaporates, it creates a cooling effect. Some thermal imaging studies have shown that a tiger's skin temperature can drop by as much as 17 degrees Celsius through self-grooming alone. So while humans might crank up the AC or jump into a pool, tigers simply use their tongues. Nature didn't just make this tongue rough, it made it smart. Drinking, more than just lapping. The tiger's tongue plays yet another crucial role in drinking. While it may look like a tiger is lazily lapping at water, there's complex physics at play. The papillae use capillary action to draw water up into the mouth, a method far more efficient than it appears on the surface. The backward-facing spines form miniature channels that funnel water upward with every flick of the tongue. In fact, a 2025 report published in Biology Open Access concluded that tigers hydrate up to 40% more efficiently than comparable predators, thanks to this specialized tongue design. In the wild, this means less time exposed at watering holes, which can be dangerous places, and more hydration delivered in fewer licks. Once again, the tiger's tongue proves to be a marvel of biological engineering, not just designed for strength, but for smarts. Danger: why you shouldn't want a tiger's lick. Let's be clear, you absolutely do not want a tiger to lick you. Wildlife experts and zookeepers alike confirm that even an affectionate lick from a tiger could break human skin. Think of it as coarse sandpaper being dragged over your arm with pressure. That's the kind of damage these tiny keratin spines can cause. Despite this danger, tigers use their tongues not only for hunting and grooming, but also for affection. Mothers groom their cubs, adult tigers groom each other, and all of it is done using this incredibly rough surface. It's a striking example of how something that could cause harm is instead used with care and precision. That alone is a powerful metaphor. Even great strength, when guided by control and intent, becomes a tool for connection. Evolution, designed for survival. So how did this extraordinary tongue come to be? The answer lies in evolution. Over millions of years, big cats have adapted to survive in harsh competitive environments. Tigers, unlike lions, are solitary animals. They don't share grooming responsibilities, and they often have to deal with prey alone. Their biology had to compensate for that isolation. As a result, their tongues evolved to be more specialized, fewer taste-related papillae, like fungiform and volate types, and more mechanical ones like filiform and conical papillae, which are better suited for physical tasks. Comparative studies published in early 2025 looked at multiple wild felines, including lions, leopards, and cougars. While all of them have variations of this tongue structure, tigers stood out as having the densest, longest, and sharpest papillae. It's evolution in its most practical form, not flashy, but effective. A tiger doesn't need variety in taste, it needs utility in every flick of the tongue. Nature equipped it for that purpose with exquisite precision. Life lessons from a tiger's tongue. At this point, you might be wondering what this all means for you. After all, unless you're a zookeeper or a big cat researcher, you probably don't interact with tiger tongues regularly. But here's the takeaway. Your own rough edges might be your greatest strengths. The very traits you think are abrasive: intensity, boldness, honesty may be the same ones that help you succeed, as long as you learn to use them with purpose. The tiger's tongue also offers a lesson in design. It doesn't perform just one function, it performs many. It's a multi-tool, a system built for efficiency. What if you could create tools or routines in your life that serve more than one purpose? What if your morning jog wasn't just about fitness, but also mindfulness? What if your abrasive personality trait turned out to be your greatest leadership quality? And finally, think about direction. The papillae on a tiger's tongue face backward, not forward. They work by pulling things inward. Maybe growth isn't always about pushing forward at full speed. Maybe, like those spines, we're meant to pause, pull in, reflect, clean, and prepare before making our next move. There's strength in knowing when to act, and wisdom in knowing when to draw in. So yes, tiger tongues are like sandpaper. But now you know it's not just weird, it's wondrous. These tongues are shaped by millions of years of evolution to be brutally efficient, astonishingly gentle, and wildly adaptable. Tigers don't need separate tools for each task. They use one beautifully designed organ for everything. What's your version of that? What's the one tool you've got personality, talent, habit that you can sharpen and use across your life? Nature wastes nothing, and neither should you. If this made you rethink how even the weirdest biological features have a powerful purpose, smash that like button, subscribe for more biology that bites, and drop a comment below. What's your sandpaper tongue moment? What's your rough edge that turned out to be a superpower? Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay sharp, and remember, the wildest wisdom often comes from the strangest places.